Before this video continues, take a moment to notice where you are. Notice your breath. Notice the tension you might be carrying in your chest, your shoulders, your thoughts. If you are hurting right now, it is not because you are weak. It is because you are human. It is because you are holding on to something that no longer exists the way you remember it. A person, a moment, a promise, or a version of life that is already passed. This video is not meant to entertain you or distract you. It is meant to sit with you. If you stay until the end, you may not feel happy, but you may feel lighter. And sometimes lighter is enough to begin again. Letting go is one of the most misunderstood ideas in human experience. People think letting go means giving up, forgetting, or pretending that something never mattered. But letting go is none of those things. Letting go is an act of honesty. It is the quiet decision to stop carrying what is breaking you. It is not about erasing memory. It is about releasing attachment. And attachment is where most of our suffering lives. We hold on because the mind fears emptiness. We fear that if we let go, there will be a void inside us. We imagine silence where there was once connection. We imagine loneliness where there was once comfort. So we cling, not because holding on feels good, but because letting go feels unknown. And the unknown scares us more than pain we already understand. The human mind prefers familiar pain over unfamiliar peace. This is why we replay conversations long after they are over. This is why we revisit memories that reopen wounds. This is why we imagine alternative endings. Different words, better timing. We do not do this because it heals us. We do it because it gives the illusion of control. Pain with a story feels safer than peace without one. Attachment is rarely just about love. It is about identity. When someone enters your life deeply, they do not just occupy your time. They begin to occupy your sense of self. Your routines shift. Your future begins to include them. Your identity slowly adjusts around their presence. And when they leave, the pain is not only missing them, the pain is losing the version of yourself that existed with them. This is why heartbreak feels disorienting. It is not just emotional loss. It is identity disruption. You wake up and the familiar structure is gone. The future you imagined disappears. And the mind asks, who am I now? This question can feel terrifying, but it is also the beginning of growth. You are not what you lost. You are not defined by what ended. You existed before that person entered your life, and you still exist now. The version of you that loved, hoped, and tried did not disappear. It simply needs to be remembered outside of attachment. Letting go does not erase the past. It removes the past from controlling the present. Much of our suffering does not come from people leaving. It comes from expectations collapsing. We imagine how things should have unfolded. We build futures in our minds without realizing that imagination is not a contract. When reality does not meet expectation, pain is created, not because reality is cruel, but because expectation was rigid. The ego struggles deeply with this. The ego whispers that this was not supposed to happen, that if you had done more, been more, said something differently, the outcome would have changed. But reality does not argue with ego. Reality simply is, and peace begins when the argument ends. Control is one of the strongest illusions we cling to. We believe that if we hold tighter, explain ourselves better, or wait long enough, things will return to the way they were. But love cannot be controlled. People cannot be forced to stay. Timing does not obey desire. The more we try to control what is outside of us, the more chaos we create inside of us. Letting go begins with recognizing what is within your control and what is not. You cannot control another person's feelings. You cannot control their choices. You cannot control the past. But you can control how long you suffer. You can control what you revisit. You can control the boundaries you place around your healing. Pain itself is not destructive. Resistance to pain is. When pain is allowed to be felt fully, it moves through you like a wave. When pain is suppressed, denied, or avoided, it stays trapped inside and turns into anxiety, bitterness, or emotional numbness. Letting go does not mean you stop feeling. It means you stop fighting what you feel. Acceptance is often misunderstood as weakness, but acceptance is one of the strongest internal acts a human being can make. Acceptance does not mean approval. It means acknowledging reality without resentment. It means saying, this happened and I am still here. This is where strength begins. Grief is not a sign of failure. It is proof that something mattered. But grief was never meant to be permanent. When grief is carried without acceptance, it hardens into suffering. When grief is met with acceptance, it slowly softens into wisdom. You do not forget what happened. You integrate it. Letting go is not a single decision. It is a daily practice. Some days you will feel steady. Other days, memories will return unexpectedly. On those days, letting go means choosing not to reopen wounds. It means resisting the urge to check what no longer concerns you. It means not seeking answers from those who are unable or unwilling to give them. You let go in layers. At first, you stop chasing. Then you stop checking. Then you stop imagining. Then one day you realize that your mood no longer depends on what used to control it. Healing does not arrive loudly. It arrives quietly, without announcement. Silence plays an important role in letting go. When you remove noise, clarity enters. When you stop filling empty space with distractions, you begin to hear yourself again. This is often uncomfortable at first, but discomfort is a sign that something real is happening. Sometimes the lesson was never the person. It was the version of you that needed to grow stronger. Some connections enter your life not to stay forever, but to reveal where you still need healing, boundaries, or self-respect. Letting go is not admitting defeat. It is recognizing growth. As you release attachment, you may notice fear arise. Fear of being alone. Fear of starting over. Fear of trusting again. These fears are natural. They do not mean you are regressing. They mean you are standing at the edge of something new. Freedom does not come from having everything go your way. It comes from being okay even when things do not. Letting go teaches you that peace is not found in outcomes. It is found in alignment with reality. If you are listening to this and feeling resistance, that is okay. Letting go does not require force. It requires patience. You do not rush healing. You allow it. And allowing takes courage. There may come a moment when you realize that holding on no longer hurts less than letting go. That moment is powerful. That is when release becomes natural. Not because you stopped caring, but because you started caring for yourself more. Letting go creates space. Space for new understanding. Space for calm. Space for a version of you that is not defined by loss. You are not meant to carry everything forever. Some things are meant to be honored, learned from, and released. If this reflection resonated with you, allow it to reach someone else who may be silently struggling. Like the video so it can travel further. Subscribe if you value depth over noise. And if you are ready to move forward, leave a comment below and say, I choose peace.